7, 8, and 9, those are our two-step ones where we're moving the term that doesn't have the variable, and then we end up multiplying or dividing, and most of the time it's dividing. But in this case, if I want to solve this for x, I want to get the x by itself, I need to move this negative 16y to the other side, so I'm going to add my 16y. So I have 6x equals 4 plus 16y. I then want to divide by that 6 to get the x by itself. In this case, if I would want to simplify it, because all three of these are divisible by 2, I could reduce things down. I could say 2 goes in here twice, into here 8 times, and into here 3 times. And so I'm going to have 2 plus 8y all over 3. You could simplify it into two fractions and have 2/3 plus 8/3 y. Also, it would be the same answer. I usually just leave the one big fraction. So on number 8, if I want to solve that for s, the first thing I probably want to do is add the 8r, move that over. So 10s equals negative 5 plus 8r. Then I want to divide by 10. Now in this case, if I'm not going to separate them into two separate fractions, I can't simplify it because all three of them are not divisible by the same thing. So I could just leave it as that fraction like that. If I would separate it into two separate fractions, I'd have negative 5/10, which I could then put as negative 1/2, and then I'd have 8/10 r, which I could rewrite as 4/5 r. So it's just more work. So I usually just leave the fraction. I can't reduce it down if I leave it all over 10, and so I just leave it like that. Number 9, if I want to solve that one for m, the first thing I'd want to do is minus the n, right? So d minus n equals 7n. And then the next thing I want to do, divide by that 7. So m is going to equal d minus n over 7. Again, it's just one big fraction. If you type that in and you hit the fraction thing first, it's easier to get it typed in than if you try to type the top. You have to highlight it before you hit the fraction. So I usually just hit the fraction first.